What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. As you can tell by the title, I am going to be showing you a wedding venue that I saw. That weird sound is my pipes in my house. It'll stop in a second. This wedding venue is super pretty and there's so much space in it. But before we get into that, please be sure to smash the subscribe button. We're working on getting the channel to 100K and we have a journey. We have a long way to go before we can get there. And if this is the first wedding video that you're seeing, Reese and I decided that we were going to go ahead and get married. My fiance, I have been with him for 8 years. We have 2 kids and a whole life, and we're finally going to do it. And both him and I decided that we wanted to have our dream wedding, and we wanted to just go ahead and get hitched, the old ball and chain. I did recently put a video up on trying on wedding dresses, so this is gonna be just a series on my channel. And this is video 2 in my wedding series. So yeah, super excited about it. So if you want to see me try on wedding dresses, I will link that video down below, or I'll stick it on a card or wherever. It's definitely findable.
I don't know. I'm so weird. Okay, let's get started.
So this venue is out there. It is far from Chicago, far, which is totally fine, but I gave my wedding planner like the theme that I wanted, which is Till Death Do Us Part. And the theme, like I kind of wanted it to be just really dark and moody and like Game of Thrones meets Twilight. Don't laugh, that wedding was pretty and you know it. But I wanted that like woodsy, dark, graveyard vibe. And I know that sounds like super weird, but my Pinterest board looks amazing. So I know it sounds crazy to kind of say that Till Death and graveyard vibe and dark and moody and evening wedding. I know that might sound a little strange, but trust me, the vision is gonna come true. Like it's there and I can see it. I can envision exactly what I want. So when I was looking at Storybook online, I was like, oh my gosh, this venue is so beautiful. It's just really far out there. Like it's in the middle of nowhere. And while I was driving out there, I just saw cornfield. And I'm like, oh my God, this is probably not what I want. But as soon as I pulled in, the venue is just so pretty, and this property is huge and it is gorgeous, and there's tons of different options. So we first pull in and just the sign is just darling, and I guess she said she's changing the sign, but it's just so nice. The owner of Storybook is so sweet. She kind of gives me like Lorelai Gilmore vibes, you know, like caffeinated and energized, and like she is just on it, and I loved her energy. I absolutely loved her energy. So if I don't get married at Storybook, I'm probably always gonna remember the owner of Storybook because she was just so awesome and I just loved her. And you know, she moves a million miles an hour, like the way that she's talking, so she and I would be great friends. She was definitely awesome. So if you're looking for a wedding venue that's like in the middle of nowhere and you can do what you want, that's the place for you. So there are a bunch of different options in terms of where you can actually get married. And the first one that I saw was pretty big. It'll hold, I forget what she said, 200 people, 300 people? Not exactly sure, but there's so much space here. So, and it can be decorated however I want, and there's a pond behind where the altar is where we would get married, and it's so nice, and I could definitely see my theme coming alive there. We're talking black and deep, deep, deep blue, and maybe pops of dark burgundy, like deep, not burgundy, but like maroon, like really deep, dark, moody colors, and skulls, and she has like 9 different chandeliers that we could choose from, and they do all of the decorating, and just, oh my God, unbelievable. It's unbelievable what they do. But this first place where we could get married was just so pretty, and it was so quiet out there, so I'd have to destroy that. But it was just so peaceful and just so pretty, just so picturesque, and I could definitely see us getting married there. There was another smaller little altar location that had a little bit more urban vibes that was just so sweet and just would be such a great wedding area for a small intimate wedding, which is my wedding. My wedding is gonna be pretty small. The guest list is quite restricted. No, Voldemort is not coming. If you know, you know. Anyway, so there's a lot of different options. They have a bridge that is so pretty, and I could just see this. I looked at it at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I could see this at 7 o'clock at night and the sun is going down, just so pretty with all of the lights lit up. I mean, just so darling. We could get married there. There's this beautiful giant oak tree by this bridge where we could get married, and it just was so nice. And like I said, I could definitely see my theme coming alive in so many different areas. Then there's these walking trails, again with the lights, and picturing it at night was a little bit difficult, but I could definitely see it just being so sweet and romantic and dark and moody. Everything that I wanted could definitely be done at Storybook, and it's just so nice. Then in case it rains, they have these huge tents where the reception area could be, and I didn't really like the tent because it's a tent, so the floor is not real and the floor just felt kind of cheap, if I'm being honest. So I didn't like the tent area, but if it rains, you don't want to end your wedding, or you don't want to cut it short if it rains. So amazing option, and it was so sweet in there. What you guys are seeing is a wedding from literally the day before. So they hadn't had a chance to clean anything yet. She wanted me to let all you guys know that it does not usually look like this when they're doing walkthroughs. But the wedding scene here in Chicago and the Chicagoland area is just so crazy because of 2020 and then 2021. A lot of weddings are getting pushed to 2022 when I'm getting married. So totally understandable that they had a mess from the day before. It's just kind of hectic. There's literally 2 dates available for 2022 at this location. So, you know, not a lot of options as far as when we can get married, but the date doesn't matter to me. As long as Reese and I have our day and it's the vision that I want and I get the right dress and everyone comes together, I don't care about the date. I'm super not picky. I would even switch dates with someone else that needed a specific day. Like I really don't care, you know, and if people can make it, they can make it. If they can't make it, it is what it is. I'm super like laid back and chill when it comes to that, and the date specifically just doesn't matter, you know, again, as long as the vision comes alive. So yeah, the tent just wasn't my vibe, but there are so many options. So there was a lower gardens where you could have a reception. And keep in mind, in all of these reception areas that you guys are gonna see on screen, there are 4 different bar areas. I know that's a big deal at weddings. People wanna drink and people wanna have an open bar, and there are 4 different options as far as bars. So you could have a full bar in the tent, you could have a full bar in the lower gardens, which was just so sweet. When I think of my reception and I think that dark, moody, forest-y vibe, I think the lower gardens. It's so nice. So at night when all those lights are lit up, would look so beautiful. They had this love sign that I absolutely adored and I wanted to steal, if I'm being honest, because it was just so pretty. And again, full bar there, tons of space and tons of room for everyone to move around and have a good time. Then there was like this little building where, again, full bar, it could be a cocktail hour. So what you could do is you could get married at one spot, have a cocktail hour while everyone's doing like the bridal party and everything is doing pictures, and then you could go to Lower Gardens for your reception. And there's so many options, and they will literally do anything that you ask. And what was super cool about this location is the owner is in contact with many food trucks, which is the vibe that I want for the wedding. And they have extra staff that we could pay for to help us do all of the food truck stuff that we want to do. So absolutely is a must. Like I want food trucks for my wedding. I just think that's like super cool. So obsessed. When I told my wedding planner, Chelsea, that I wanted food trucks and a dark, moody forest, twilight, Game of Thrones style wedding, she like really captured it with getting Storybook, because I can just see the vision here completely. And like I said, the owners are amazing. What I didn't get a chance to look at yesterday was the salon. So there's a little cute salon in like Storybook in the venue, like the location that I saw, but they have 2 locations. So what's great about this, if you guys are looking and you're in this area and you want to get married in 2023 probably, they have a second location where you have like a full salon, and they have makeup artists and hairstylists that do that at that location, and then there's suites above the salon, so you could actually stay there, like the whole bridal party could stay there, and then you could walk down into the salon in your pajamas and get your hair and makeup done before you go to Storybook. And there's golf carts at Storybook, which is super important because that property is massive. There are also tons of extinct plants and trees and bushes, and I mean, just the greenery is so beautiful there. So I guess the first owners, so not the current owner that I met, the ones from like the 40s when this property was created, they had all of these plants imported. So Jen would absolutely love this property because there's so many plants and trees and bushes that you just can't get anymore. They're just extinct or whatever. So as she was telling us that, like there's a skittle tree is what she calls it. I forget the name of what it actually is, but oh my God, it's just so beautiful in the fall. So I loved how peaceful the venue was, but I also loved all of the different options, and they take care of everything. They take care of everything, and that's amazing. They even have a shuttle bus that's complimentary from the salon where you get your hair and makeup done and you stay to Storybook, which is incredible. So in terms of like getting every single thing done that I would want to get done, that would be a great location. We could definitely pull it off. My only hang up is I like the city, and I think the city is beautiful. So I'm looking at a few downtown venues next week because I want to have my bachelorette party in the city and maybe go on a boat on the Riverwalk. And like, I want city is what I'm thinking. And I think that we could still pull off the theme and it could be great, but I don't like the idea of just being so far from Chicago. Like it's in the middle of a cornfield. I don't want anyone to look at my wedding and think country. I'm not a big fan of country. I want them to think till death do us part. I want the theme to be, you know, exactly what I have in mind. I want it to be exactly my vision. And I'm sorry, but if it's in a cornfield and one person takes a picture of me next to a cornfield, it's gonna just lose the vibe. Not saying that could be a great wedding, it's just not what I want. You know what I mean? But again, I love that venue. It was just so sweet and so peaceful, and I could definitely see myself going to someone else's wedding there. But in terms of like how far away it is, there's nothing next to it. We could have our rehearsal dinner at this like distillery, but that's just not really my vibe, you know? So that's more country, and I don't know what I was expecting. It's in the middle of nowhere. More country, that's not jazz. I'm city vibes, you know? I love the city. I want city. Now that I see what country looks like, I just need to go into the city. And why not have a downtown Chicago wedding when we have this gorgeous skyline and it's just so beautiful. So let me know what you guys think of this venue. In terms of making my life easy, they would absolutely do that at Storybook. So that's why I'm like, I would want city vibes. And again, I could just run downtown with Reese and my bridal party and take pictures of me downtown Chicago and still have that skyline and then do the wedding here. So there's so many options, and Jenna, the owner of Storybook, is just amazing. She will literally do whatever you need her to do, and she's a superhero. So I love her. I love her property. So I just need to look at some more before I make my final decision, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you love this property? Do you think it's just as darling as I do? And keep in mind, they had a wedding there literally the day before. So let me know your thoughts, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 2 of my wedding. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.